Mark Koebrich was born in the farming community of Danville, Illinois, which was also the birthplace of actor Gene Hackman and Dick and Jerry Van Dyke. It's a good town to be from, says Koebrich. He went to Ball State University, where one of his classmates was David Letterman.
The local radio stations were hiring people to rewrite newscasts for disc jockeys. And I discovered I was making more money as a copywriter, correcting copy for work radio in Muncie, Indiana, than I could ever make as a teacher. First, they needed a radio disc jockey, and then they needed a copywriter, and then they needed a reporter, and then they needed an anchorman. So it was this great progression for me in my second and third and fourth year of college, and I rolled right out of there into a job at WIPB.
He still thought he was going to be an English teacher until he got a job in Terre Haute, Indiana at the CBS affiliate in 1974. He has been on the air ever since. Mark's next stop was in Louisville, Kentucky.
The Gannett station I was working for in Louisville had a tower, and lightning just hit it and exploded everything. Melted the tower, melted the transmitter. So I come out here and I meet Roger Ogden. I knew of their reputation, and I was aiming for it anyway. I just thought it was early. Roger had a need for a bureau guy. The station in Louisville had been wiped off the air, and it turns out to be the best thing that ever happened to me.
1981, he moved to the Colorado Springs bureau of KUSA. Later that year, Koebrich helped launch 9 News AM with Bertha Lynn, Larry Kemp, and Krista Bradford. He anchored the early morning news for 6 years.
Channel 9, KBTV, was the holy grail of television. This place was just the blueprint for what you wanted a television newscast to look like, and the ratings were soaring. You wanted to end up in Denver at Channel 9. You know, Carl Akers' motto was, "I don't like troublemakers, and you better not be one." That was Carl. We do things a certain way here, and you better figure it out. So, and he did it in a nice way. The photography staff was really incredible. I mean, they just saw a story in the camera. They just saw it. It better work with the pictures, because that's what we do at Channel 9.
That tire biking or mountain biking is the fastest growing segment of the bicycle industry, and the mountains of Colorado are the new mecca for off-road enthusiasts.
I've always been a reporter. I did a lot of time as an anchor, but I've always considered myself a reporter. Channel 9, you know, we still are all about big story coverage. I'm really proud of that. We did a lot of it, and we were really good at it.
Over my left shoulder here at the river, running bank to bank, and you can also see some barn swallows flying around in there. Ken and I have been watching them for the last 20 minutes or so. It is a buffet of insects for them, and over our head, out of reach now, is a hawk that is hunting them.
When Danny Wood and I were standing out in the middle of the papal visit on a 90-degree day, and all the little pilgrims were dying in the heat for about 3.5 hours of coverage, live coverage, I was really proud of our reporting that day.
Here's one of the National Guard tents just across the way from this St. Anthony triage area. There is no more room for people in this tent, and now they are moving people up to the food tents, which of course border the mass venue.
In 1986, Koebrich was a finalist for NASA's Journalist in Space project. Then in 1988, Mark was loaned to the Grant Tinker Gannett program USA Today, the television show, as a national correspondent. Beginning in 1992 until its last telecast in September 1994, Koebrich hosted Good Afternoon Colorado weekdays on Channel 9. That show launched a spin-off program for Discovery Channel called Start to Finish that aired for 8 seasons. He has covered Olympic Games in China, Salt Lake City, and at Atlanta for both NBC News and KUSA, and 4 Super Bowls. Koebrich has won a dozen Emmys for his work, including awards for Spot News coverage, Best Anchor, and Best Documentary. Koebrich has anchored morning, afternoon, and night on Channel 9, and served as the station's consumer reporter. When he came to Channel 9, he was the young gun in the newsroom with Carl Akers, Leon Stormy Rotman, and Bill Custer. He said he thought he landed in Geezerville. Now, he's looked around and realizes that he's the geezer. His final regular slot was on the 4 p.m. newscast with his good friend Kim Christensen.
Well, she's pretty easy to like. I mean, she gets along with everybody. We loved the give and go of the live stories, and we could be on the air for hours and enjoy every moment of it. But I owe her a lot of my career.
Mark retired from 9 News in March 2016.
Thanks to all of you. It's been a great ride. Good luck to you. I'll see you out there.
This is a great business if you love people. And I can't even begin to tell you how many people's lives I intersected over 46 years. I mean, a lot. No 2 days are ever alike. Every day is another adventure. It's another opportunity to tell a great story or to experience something else completely new and different.
The Broadcast Pioneers of Colorado is proud to welcome Mark Koebrich into the Broadcast Pioneers of Colorado Hall of Fame.